What's good YouTube, it's your number one hero Black Deku, and I've been putting off this Watch Dogs review for quite some time now, not only because I am incredibly lazy, but since the middle of November I've been on that PS5, PlayStation, where greatness awaits bitch. But recently I played Watch Dogs on stream for around like 40 minutes, and before I can go ahead and play the next mission, I just sat there thinking to myself, damn, this shit ain't it, chief. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with one positive first. The recruitment mechanic in this game is a solid addition. It's fun being able to pick people off the street and have them join your cause. But this mechanic easily falls flat on its face once you realize that most of the civilians have the same useless ass abilities, and eventually the game starts pointing out to you which are like the best people to pick out anyway. Another interesting feature in this game that I thought was pretty cool was the permadeath. If you don't already know, permadeath means that once your character dies anytime while you're playing as them, they're gone for good. I thought it was a pretty interesting mechanic that made the game feel a lot more tense than it otherwise would have, since it made it that you had to be careful or you could lose out on an operator that you really liked. And that's where my positives end. Now, where to begin with what I didn't like about this game? Alright, so let's start with the gameplay. The driving, it's meh. Yes, I may be a dog shit driver, but I've heard from many other people that have said the exact same thing. Drifting in the game is cool, but overall the driving is still pretty stiff. Side note, by the way, the radio music is ass. But overall, I found this game to be tedious, repetitive, and boring as hell. The mission structure in this game is so repetitive, it gets so old ridiculously fast. I'm gonna break down for you just how a lot of the missions felt. You sneakily break into a place, or in my case bust your way in because fuck stealth, get to a computer, download all those OnlyFans leaks because you'll be damned if you're paying for your porn in 2020, leave the area, boom, that's it, rinse and repeat. I cannot put into words how mind-numbingly dull and uninspired these missions felt. In a world where you have so much technology and hacking at your disposal, the developers still couldn't find ways to make the game more interesting. A majority of my fun came from the fact that I'm just overly incompetent at every single video game I play. So basically, I was left to make my own fun a majority of the time. And the AI in this game, oh my fucking god. The AI in this game is so incredibly dumb. I remember doing a mission where I had to steal a van, and like the money hungry whore that I am, I decided, hey, let me raid these ATMs real quick for some quick cash before I get out of here. While I was raiding the ATMs, I lost the cops. Yes, I lost the cops, and they watched me as I drove off with the van. It's like it doesn't help your game when the AI is dumber than a bag of rocks. I mean, like, even while I was driving on the road, pedestrians for some godforsaken reason would literally jump in front of my car repeatedly every single time. Like, I don't get why. I don't understand how in 2020 your AI could be this mind-numbingly stupid. I don't get it. It doesn't help your already boring ass game when the AI is remedial. The only times the game actually felt difficult were either A, I was ill prepared with the wrong operator, or B, I got overwhelmed with enemies. That's it. The map of London is also incredibly boring. It's kinda cool to have a modern day open world game not set in the US, but who cares when the entire map is uninteresting, shallow, and devoid of life. There was never a time where I wanted to explore even an inch of the map in my own time. There was absolutely zero incentive to do so. But above all of this, my biggest negative with this game comes down to its story and characters. I just did not care about anything. Not what I'm doing, not anyone involved. I honestly couldn't even tell you what was going on in the story because I stopped paying attention very early on in the game. And I just can't stress enough how much I just did not give a fuck. And this recruitment system is where it becomes a double-edged sword. You have a variety of characters at your disposal for you to work with, but they're all bland and devoid of any life or character of their own. They're tools, like, they're nothing more than tools. I'm not worried about losing my cool spy operator dude because I actually care for him as a character. I only care about the man because he uses a silenced pistol and has a car that shoots missiles. This game is a perfect example of why story still matters in your games. Great gameplay can save a game with a bad story, but if not, you at least need an interesting story, and this game doesn't have it. This game has nothing interesting in it whatsoever. If your gameplay is mid and your story sucks, why should I even bother playing this game? The final verdict is to not waste your time or money playing this game. Ubisoft can take a fat L for this one, and I was excited for this game too. Even if you somehow find yourself bored, which I don't know how that's even possible, Cyberpunk is literally right around the corner, don't even bother touching this game even at a discount. I looked at a bunch of other reviews for this game and I don't see how it got positive scores. This game was downright miserable to play. Seriously though, fuck this game. But this is all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to follow me on my Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All of that in the description box below. This has been your #1 hero, and I'm out. Peace.